So anyway, here's the guy. So last week I gave you a couple of guys who were centers, okay? I gave you Jaden Quintons from Kentucky and Terrace Reed Jr. of UConn, two big men that I think could be in that 25 range if the Lakers keep that particular pick. There's also the kid Sinak from Houston, but I don't know much about him, so I didn't want to really get involved necessarily. But some mock drafts have him as well. Now, I thought, like, the Lakers, beyond big men, Cappy, what else do they need?
They got to find guys who can play defense.
Right.
I mean, that to me is the most important thing that they could do is get young, lengthy, defensive-minded type kids.
Yeah. All right. So there's a kid, Dailyn Swain. This kid fits that mold. 6'7", 211 pounds, 6'10" wingspan. Okay, and he'll be 20 years old, about to be 21 shortly thereafter. By the time the season starts, he'll be 21. But 20 years old when they draft him. This is the epitome of a versatile wing defender. Okay, and he's like, on offense, what I would call him is a connector, okay? Shoots the ball okay? Shoots the ball pretty well. But he's a guy that can get to the rim fairly easily. I would say his jump shot in general, though, like, when I say pretty well, I'm also measuring this on, like, college standards. Like, he's not like a knockdown shooter by any stretch of the imagination. But I think, like, when I look at guys in college, there are very few guys that I think actually who are good shooters. But when I watch him, I'm like, all right, he doesn't have like broken mechanics or anything like that. Like, I think, like, you know, we've seen so many guys in the NBA over the last 10 or 15 years that they've just turned into good shooters because organizations are really good. If they're going to do one thing, they're going to help you become a better shooter because it's so important to the game. Okay. I don't think his mechanics are terrible personally. And I've seen guys with worse mechanics shoot the ball. Hell, Lonzo Ball became a 38% three-point shooter, and you would say that he probably had the worst mechanics I've ever seen coming out of the draft or coming into the draft.
Well, I can tell you this. I tell you right now, Kawhi Leonard, when he was in college for
brutal,
2 years,
right,
was not a real shooter at all. Not what he's become.
I think you can teach guys to shoot. I'm okay with that. Like, give me a guy with athleticism. Give me a guy with strength. Give me a guy with size, right? And give me a guy who has, like, good instincts, okay? This kid, Swain, has all of that stuff, all right? Played at Texas most recently. But I think that if they can get the shot to work, and again, 25, like I told you with the centers, you're not getting a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, okay? You're going to have to develop this person if you're going to keep them, regardless of position. So I like the fact that, again, you can't teach size, right? You can't teach strength, right? And you can't teach skill. He's got skill because he can get to the basket. Can I teach him to shoot? Yes, I think you can teach him to shoot. So he's a guy that I would certainly be looking at in that 25 range if I were the Lakers. If I were looking at a wing player and I wasn't convinced of the big men who are available at that particular point in the draft.
Let me ask you this question, though. I don't know the kid. Dailyn Swain, is that how I'm supposed to pronounce his name? Is it Dailyn? Okay.
Dailyn, yes.
I don't know the kid. I'm watching highlights right now on YouTube. I'm reading about him right now. And you mentioned, height, weight. You mentioned fundamentals. Okay, all of that is great. What I'm looking for is there anybody that, as a rookie, can do what I saw, what some of these young kids in San Antonio did? I mean, is there anybody that could be
not
even
at 25,
remotely impactful?
Man. No.
Okay,
I mean, I'm not okay. I shouldn't say no summarily because there have been guys that have been able to do that. But it's really, really hard, is what I would say.
Right. I'm not suggesting to you that he's the number 2 overall pick in the draft. I'm just wondering, is this a draft pick for the future? This is not a draft pick to help this season.
No, he can help you at least defensively right away.
Okay. Well, listen, if you're going to make the pick, you got to get somebody who can at least give you something.
And he's a guy that can finish at the rim very well. So with a guy like Luka on the floor, and Austin and LeBron, like all guys who are good passers, yeah, like he could certainly still be a guy that can give you some minutes if you need him to. Yes. Like, I don't think he's as much of a project as Adu Thero.
Although Adu Thero I'm not projecting him to be some Hall of Famer. I'm just looking at his body type and his athleticism and saying, okay, you know what? Going into year 2, let's see what you got, kid.
So I don't know how much you watched Dallas over the last couple of years, but Swain reminds me of a guy like Najee Marshall, right? Who was very much like him. A guy could finish at the rim, a guy who was a rugged, tough defender coming out of college, and then they taught him to shoot. And he's become a pretty good three-point shooter. And he's a guy who's a real rotation piece on a team that went to the finals a couple years ago.
All right, so your projection today, kid out of Texas, junior, 6'7", 211.
Well, not my projection, just like he's a guy that could be in that
range. He's on the radar. Yeah. Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah, these highlights look pretty good. He's not afraid to go to the rim.
Right, he's good at the rim.
I also like, it says here that he grew up playing basketball, but in addition, soccer, baseball, football, and tennis. Well-rounded athlete.
Yeah, he's
goes
got
basketball.
Good footwork.
Yeah, I like him.
And he can defend.
But does he have moxie,
right away.
George?
What's that?
Would you say he has moxie?
Sure.
It's one of those stupid words they always talk about, like, potential players in the draft. He's got a lot of moxie.
I mean, a lot of these highlights are against good teams like Florida, who was pretty good last year. So, he's getting to the rim. He's finding his way through contact.
He's a guy though that needs somebody to get him the ball in the right places. And you've got 3 of those on the Lakers. Like, he's a guy that can help you, I think, this year potentially.
Well, maybe
athletic.
looking at some of these honors here, Bergie, SEC Newcomer of the Year, second team All SEC.
He was at Arizona before he was at Texas.
I'm reading this. Played his first 2 seasons at Xavier. Does that sound familiar? Xavier?
Yes. Yeah.
Not Arizona, or is it Arizona too?
You don't know Xavier?
Well, I'm familiar with Xavier, but not Arizona, right?
Arizona because that's where LeBron's kid goes, right?
That's right. That's what I know. Big East all freshman team his freshman year, and then apparently, obviously, gets down to Texas after that. So, all right.
This could be interesting. That would be a good.
Looking at him.
Seems like a decent pick.
Not a name that I would have known. Dailyn Swain.
Okay, so Sedano, you've given us 3 different guys, 2 centers and 1 wing. Which one do you like the best of those 3?
I actually like the kid from UConn,
Harris Reed.
I think he can play. I mean, he's kind of plotting. He's not like, but he's not like super like twitchy, right? But man, he can rebound the ball, man.
But he's not super twitchy though.
No, he's not like a high flyer. Like, he's not like Derek Lively, who Luka had. But he is. He can finish at the rim. And he can rebound the ball well, and he's an okay shot blocker.
I saw him against UCLA, and they had a double and triple team him just to keep him away from the paint.
Yeah, like he can rebound the you-know-what out of the ball, man.
Yeah.
And the Lakers, at times, that was kind of an issue, I think. So.
NBA